Hello, my lovely audience, and welcome to What If You Was. Well, I don't think you know what this is. You will if you know Inscription, and you did a bit of a secrets run. Because I can tell you, this character isn't exactly the most well known in the franchise. Well, not franchise. There's only one iteration in, the game. There's only one inscription. There isn't there isn't multiples. There isn't like inscription 2, 3, and 4. There's just one inscription. In any case, yeah. He's the Bone Lord. So, let's get on with it. And I only thought of this like a couple of minutes ago. So, deku would be pretty normal when he's born. The only thing off about him is that he would have an imaginary friend, which isn't actually abnormal. But he ascribes it in an abnormal way. Well, skull similar to this, except minus the markings. You know, goat skull, red eyes. And the Bone Lord's body is just a cloak with 2 hands. And that's kind of lame, so I'm just gonna give him this body. One moment. Yeah? So, yeah, I had to do something real quick. In any case, yeah. So, he can go full on just floating skull, cloak, hands, but I just think it's a bit more boring. So Deku just says, sometimes he's a skull with a cloak and 2 floating hands, no body. And other times he describes it like this thing. I don't know how to describe this, but Deku does. So, one day, Bakugo's showing off his quirk because he just got it. A day passes. Bakugo asks Deku, "Hey, when you gonna get your quirk?" Kachan, I don't know. Mom, my mom took me to the quack doctor, and he said that I have one, just needs to wake up. As in Deku's head, like the back of his mind, he just hears, "I've been awake from the very beginning." Shivers go down his spine as he just disregards it. Well, if it needs to wake up, why don't I help it? Bakugo just has an evil smile on his face, sparks beginning to fly from his hands. But the exact moment he's about to strike, something creepy happens. You know, the whole inscription, classic glitch style where there's a bunch of black bars? Yeah, that happens around Deku. His eyes turn red because a bar appeared by his eyes. Then when they disappeared, his eyes turned red, and all of a sudden, he reacts to it almost instantaneously. Deku just looking at himself like, oh, sweet. Bakugo kind of annoyed because he's thinking, okay, he dodged my attack, activated Squawk, which is great, but I bet he was hiding it from me because Bakugo's a rash idiot. He just wants to now see what Deku can do and still goes at him, saying the words, "Well, let's see what this squad of yours can do," as he proceeds to attempt to blast Deku. Deku dodging it, dodging and dodging, until eventually he gets hit, sent flying, and all of a sudden the black bars appear again, but this time much more violently. Then a dark mist appears all around the school. Not just around Deku, just everywhere. Two eyes appear in front of Bakugo. Not ordinary eyes. Pure red eyes, no pupils. Then Bakugo hears a voice. "You shouldn't have done that, Katsuki," as the smoke disappears, revealing a skull with two floating hands and a cloak hovering above Bakugo, looking down on him. Bakugo's like, "Deku?" "Deku isn't currently here, and I wish you would stop calling him that. His name's Izuku, so stick with it." As you can probably tell, this sucks for one, not now. This monster seems to be fond of Deku and not fond of Bakugo. As Bakugo's like, I think I could take that, I'm not sure." Foolish being. As one of his eyes would proceed to glitch, the inscription style glitch, and turn green. As you would hear Deku's voice, confused, like, what's going on? What's happening? "Not now, Izuku. We can talk about this later." As Deku would proceed to realize what's going on, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, my imaginary friend wasn't imaginary. Yeah, so we'll talk about this later," as his eye would turn back to red. He is obviously annoyed at Bakugo. Just should have left it, Bakugo. When Deku dodged your attack, you should have just left it. "Oh great, you got me saying it now." More smoke would appear out of him. A creepy sound would appear as a strange rock formation would appear. He would proceed to descend and say the words, "One sacrifice, one goat, one pharaoh, sigil, or an ankh engraved upon the goat's head. The goat must be black, and the goat must bleed." Just sort of sending shivers down everyone's spines. As Deku would leave, well, not Deku, but much rather the Bone Lord would leave. Bakugo freaking the hell out, like, "Oh my goodness, I awoken a demon, I awoken a demon, I awoken a demon." That's what Bakugo's essentially thinking. Heroes would arrive because no sane school teacher would see a floating goat skull with a no-bodied, cloaked, skeleton-handed, red-eyed thing flying in the sky, threatening one of their students and making a stone arrangement appear would be like, okay, I shouldn't call the cops. Of course they would call the cops, the heroes, whatever they could. The heroes would arrive, Bakugo would tell them what happened, and they would immediately think, "Oh crap," as Deku would appear again. "Oh, I forgot to mention a few things. I require one more thing, and you have until tomorrow. And that one more thing is the bones of the deceased. I don't care if it's the goats. I don't care if you rob a grave. Just give me the bones. As he would proceed to disappear. This video is at 10 minutes. I'm gonna record part 2 after this, post it, and see your guys' reaction. Then I'll post part 2 tomorrow. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience. Bye-bye.